I've been feeling a little bit overwhelmed lately, and to me that signals that I need to do some more decluttering. Now, these are things that I've had for many years and I just haven't been able to let go of. I recently saw on the Clutterbug podcast, she was talking about to do maintenance, it was good to do a 21 item toss on a regular basis. So I'm going to try to see if I can come up with 21 items that I can let go of, whether that is decluttering, donation, or trash. And if I get more, great, but at least my goal is to get 21 items out of my house. And if I have some time, I would also like to tidy up a couple of areas that have gotten a little bit out of control and have started to make my life a little bit more difficult. So I've got my box here. It's a huge box. It's the only one that I could find, but I want to get going, and then I can, whenever I do bring this to the donation center, I can just bring this directly to them, drop it off, and I don't have to worry about it again. This would also be a great time if you are thinking that you might have some things in your house. You can join me and we can do this together. So I am a sucker for cookbooks. I've realized this about myself. I absolutely love them, and I tend to buy them more than I probably should, but that's okay because I enjoy them. So I just bought 2 new ones. Julia Pacheco, she's a YouTuber as well. I bought her cookbook, and then I bought this Freeze Fresh cookbook. So now what I need to do, because this is the space that I keep my cookbooks, I want to go through and see if there's at least 2 that I can get rid of. That way I'm following the 1 in, 1 out rule, and I'm not just adding to my collection. I'm actually getting rid of something that I'm no longer using. So I want to look in here and see if there's anything I can get rid of to make room for my new ones. So I keep this, I don't know if you saw my video where I redid this, and I've kept it very neat and organized. Everything is in here that I want in here. But now I just need to come up with a couple cookbooks to get rid of. This I've never gone back to. I don't know if there's going to be many that I can get rid of, honestly, but I'm going to try. I have my canning books out because it's that time of the season. This is not a cookbook. Oh. I recently started ordering from Thrive Market, and I really enjoy it, but I got this for free. It's a cookbook, but it's just not something that I usually cook with, so I can get rid of this. That I don't need, well, maybe. So hard for me. I can look up Instant Pot recipes online, so I'm going to let that one go. A couple in here as well. Oh, that's so hard. There we go. They fit perfectly. This goes in there. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this one since I really don't use my dehydrator anymore. A couple of Ninja books, an Instant Pot book, and then the Thrive Market book. I know for sure that there's a dress in here that I wore for a wedding that I was in, and I will never wear it again. I tried to sell it on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to donate it. So this is gonna go. This my son had given me a while back. I enjoyed it for a while. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to get rid of this. And then I was doing cash stuffing for about a year when I got into budgeting, and I stopped doing that. I figured out a different system that ended up working out better once I got further along in my journey. And I was trying to sell those items, but they were not selling on Facebook Marketplace. These all obviously need a new home too, but today's not the day. But I'm going to donate all of this as well. This candle has been sitting here for a very long time. I don't like the smell of it. I just didn't want to be wasteful, but this is going to go. I am done holding on to things that I don't want anymore. I'm just going to check in the bathroom and see if there's anything under the sink that I could maybe get rid of. So this is broken. This one here, I'm just going to put them into this one, the Q-tips. And we'll just use the one for now. Because eventually when we change out the bathroom, I'm going to get something different anyways. So I'm just going to get rid of the broken glass. This, the nozzle is broken, so I'm going to throw it away. This my son got when he got a piercing. He doesn't live here anymore. I've never used it. This is going to be thrown away. And then this is just some jewelry cleaner that, again, I never use, so it's going to go in the trash. This is the closet that I keep a lot of our kitchen gadgets in, so most of the stuff in here I don't really keep, but I have 3 rolling pins. I never really reach for this one, so I think this can go. My husband bought me this one year. It's a dough press set, but I've never used it, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I keep telling myself that I'm going to try it out, and I don't. So instead of keeping it in here, maybe someone else can get some use out of it. Okay, so the Tupperware drawer, for the most part, it actually works okay. Let me show you really quickly. Okay, so, okay. All right, so here's what this cabinet looks like. And again, yes, it is pretty well organized. I keep most of the containers on the bottom, lids on top, and I like to keep my bigger ones that we do leftovers in on the top with their lids on. So I have 4 back there. That's where I keep one of the big pans that I like to use all the time. And then I am thinking about switching out this area right here, just to utilize the backspace a little bit better. But for now, I just want to go through and see if there's any Tupperwares that I can go through and kind of get rid of really quickly. So right now, this is not about me trying to organize or make everything look super pretty. I just want to go through and see if there's anything that I'm not using. I take my lunch to work every day. I know exactly what I take. It's usually these 3 containers: my cereal, my lunch, and my yogurt in here. Sometimes I bring my granola in this one. We always have leftovers. So even if I can kind of match some of the containers right now, just because I feel like it's getting a little bit too much going through this cabinet lately. Doesn't fit. It's okay. And this is because, you know, sometimes the kids put things away. It's not me always emptying the dishwasher. And they just throw them in here, and that's okay. As long as they're doing what they're supposed to be doing by emptying it in the first place, then I'm okay with that. This one never really gets used. That can probably go. And like I said, the ones that I use all the time, I do like to store with the lids on. It just makes it easier when I'm going to make my lunches. Those can go. These are good to bring dressing in or something if you need to. And I've really pared this down a lot. There really isn't all that much in here, but it's good to have a little option of different sizes and things like that. This one can go. This one I don't have. That's okay. I can still leave that. And there's probably some in the refrigerator right now with leftovers in them. So I think that's okay for now. But we're getting rid of 3 anyways. This cabinet's really pretty well organized. I've kept it for the most part pretty good. But these I just don't use. If anything, I would use these ones, but I typically just use my Yeti because it keeps it hot for so long. That's what I always use for my coffee. So this will be nice to have a little bit more room for those measuring cups. And I'm going to get rid of these. Okay, now we're back in the basement. It's a bit of a mess down here, but that is okay. I'm in the middle of doing laundry. I've been gone all day and I'd worked the past 3 days. So we're going to ignore that for now. But I think that there may be a couple things on this shelf here that I can get rid of. We recently, if you've watched any of my other videos, know that my son just moved away. So we are in the process of starting his room and getting that all done. All right, sorry, I'm jumping in here a little bit late, but this is what our breezeway looked like last weekend. We ended up taking all of this stuff to him with our truck. This was what his room looked like. Some of this stuff right there is what we took with us. And if you've seen any of our previous videos, you'll know that we had a lot of flooding in the basement. But anyways, this is his room, and we are planning to start working on this room. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we're putting all new drywall, fixing all the walls and the floor and doing all of that. But here's the truck all packed up, and last weekend, like I said, we drove to Pennsylvania and brought him all of his stuff, took him shopping when we were there, helped him get his apartment all set up, and he's very happy there. He lives in a great place. It's very safe, and here's a picture of his view right outside of his bedroom window. So back to the video. But this sleeping bag here, I know for a fact is going to go. We don't need it. We may end up bringing that over to our cottage that we have, where we sometimes like to go in the summertime, but I'll decide about that later. But for now, I want to look through. I know that there's a couple things here that I can get rid of for sure. So this, move over here. This is clean. I'm going to put this upstairs in the box. This I'll keep. The tart pan, I want to use this. This is something like Fantasy Self wants to use. I would love to make a beautiful tart, but I've never used it. I don't know, this one's hard. You know what, if I've never used it and I've had it for many years, I could probably get rid of it. I'm sure I could make a tart in another pan if I had to, even if it's in a regular pie pan. And then if I fall in love with making tarts, then I can always buy another tart pan. But I've had this for years and years and never used it. So this is gonna go. I bought this thinking that I was going to make French press coffee. I have a coffee filter. I have a coffee machine. It makes wonderfully hot coffee. So this is going to go as well. It's brand new, never used. And honestly, the reason that I bought this was for emergencies. I figured if we didn't have electricity, I could boil water and make coffee. So I don't know, maybe I should keep it for that. If we lost power or something, it would maybe be nice to make some coffee if I could just boil some water on a grill or something like that. Maybe I'll keep this. I don't need so many of these because I don't use them. I like to use these ones, or these ones are just a little higher, and that's what I like to bake cakes with. So I think I'll keep those and get rid of that. And then this is a little grill set. We had used it for camping a couple times, but we haven't been camping in years. So, so it's just kind of a neat little thing. It has the spatula, the scissors, the serving spoon, a rice thing, little cutting board, and a knife. But I don't use it. So maybe if someone else uses things like this for camping, then they could get some use out of it more than I am. Okay, and then this is one of the areas that was been bothering me lately. So I had originally taken this Lazy Susan off of here to put in the refrigerator to put condiments and things on, and it did work out nice. The only problem was it was a little bit too big. So when I had a bunch of groceries in there lately, I had to take it out because I couldn't fit the food in the refrigerator. So I put it back down here, but as you can see, it's just collecting stuff. So I think if I kind of rearrange things here, these are all my son's socks, don't belong in here. Maybe I can put some of this stuff back in here. And get some of this bigger stuff off here. So I have a couple more dryer balls coming in from Amazon. So maybe if I leave this here for the dryer balls, and then I use these when I do like a big comforter or something. I like to have the tennis balls. They're clean, but I can put those, I could probably put them at the bottom of this one for now. And then I like to have a couple of the cleaning cloths on here just for when I want to wipe off the tops. I can, it's easy, they're right there. I could probably put those in there. It still looks like it's too much on here though. I keep my mop heads in here. I could probably put this underneath just to get it out of the way. I really don't use them that often anyways. Oh, it's so hot down here. Last time I came down here to clean, I ended up saving these. But you know what? I don't want them. So these are also going to go. And it's nice to have the bags here. But they can go in this bottom drawer. All of this can go upstairs. This is all old, just throwing that away. This I can put in the bathroom, and this goes over with the vacuum. So at least for now, it's picked up. It's still a little bit more up there than I would like, but it's better than it was, and that is the goal of today. So we're just gonna bring all this stuff up, and then we'll see what else we can get from down here. So I'll be right back. This I never use. It's just been here forever. And I actually just ordered a new, like a Swiffer mop, not a Swiffer, but similar. I think it's an O-Cedar mop, just so I can quickly do the floors upstairs. So I want to be able to hang that here. And then this I love for like getting under the stove, getting under the hutch in the kitchen, under the entertainment center. This is really good for getting under those areas that you're not able to vacuum, just to pick up some of the dust in the dog hair. It works really well, but this never gets used, so this is also going to go. I'm also going to throw in some clips of what I've promised myself. I have really been dreading getting this filing cabinet like emptied out. It's actually insane how much stuff was in there that we didn't actually need. So I promised myself 15 minutes every day to go through it, clear it out, and just take however much time it takes to get done. So I did that, and it only took me 3 days, 15 minutes a piece, to get it completely emptied out of all the trash. And now what's left in here is everything that I need, and eventually I'm going to be taking this downstairs. So I'll throw those clips into this video. Okay, so here's an example of something that I'm really dreading doing. I have to go through this filing cabinet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself 15 minutes per day, or 15 minutes at a time. I know that there's probably going to be times where I'm going to want to just keep going to get it done, but because I'm already dreading doing it, I'm going to stop myself at 15 minutes and see how long it takes me to get this gone through. Now this is replacing all of the piles of mail that used to be sitting right here on this counter. I used to have about 3 humongous piles of mail always sitting here. So my goal is to go through this, only keep the things that we absolutely need in here, and then I'm going to move this downstairs. My son is gone, so I'm going to put that into his old room, and it's just going to be for things that we have to store. And again, I'm giving myself 15 minutes per day. I want to get it out of this corner here. It's really annoying when I have to walk into the bathroom. It just makes it feel cluttered, and at the time it was a great solution, but that time is over. Plus I'm sick of seeing things on top, so I want to find a different place to store those items and probably get rid of the magazines. So let me show you what's inside. This top one is a mess. The other two are pretty organized, but there's a lot to go through. So I'll let you know exactly how long it takes me to get it done. I think what I'm going to do the first few 15-minute timers is I'm just going to get rid of trash. Okay. All right, day one, first 15 minutes. I've gotten rid of all of these papers. There's a huge stack of papers there. And then this is all the trash. The other stuff I'm going to shred. So that's day one. Okay, this was time number 2 that I did 15 minutes in the filing cabinet. I found taxes back as far as I think 2003 was the oldest. So I'm getting rid of several years of taxes plus a bunch of other stuff. That's all stuff right here that I'm going to shred. And then there's the trash pile. And I'm pretty much done. Now it's going to be just organizing it. All right, today is day 3. It's probably the only thing I'm going to get to today. I am exhausted, but I took 15 minutes again to go through my filing cabinet. This is all the stuff that I'm going to shred, and then there is my trash pile. So again, the only job I'm going to do today, but at least I took the 15 minutes to do this. And you know what? This candle's also been sitting there for a while. I'm just going to make sure that I light it, use it up. and then I can get rid of it.
I think I'm in your video.
That's right. So let's just light this and actually use it instead of letting it just sit there. Maybe I should have gotten the dust out of it first. That's okay. Okay. Was a nice little gift from my dad. I don't know. We came back from going to visit my son in Pennsylvania. And when I came back, he had given this to me. It's beautiful. I love it. But if you've seen my house, I don't typically have flowers around, especially ones like this. This was real. I guess it is real, but it's been dried or something to preserve it for like a year. But it's just not something that I typically have around my house. So instead of feeling guilty and holding on to it because someone gave it to me and I don't want to let go of it, I am going to donate it because it's just not something that I need or want. It was a nice thought. I appreciated it. But I'm not going to let myself feel guilty into keeping something in my house that I don't want. He also gave me all of these. I was out cleaning my car a couple weeks ago. If you saw that video, if not, I'll post it up in the corner. I did a full car clean out and he came out and he was like, oh, I have all these Q-tips of different sizes and these things, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could find uses for them. I have my smaller ones that I really, really like because they're really great to get into small spaces. These are much bigger. I'm not really sure what I'll use these for. But for now, I'll keep them. There's some smaller ones in here that might work out really good for some of the small spaces because it's like a sponge. But this is hard, so I don't know how much uses those will be. And then these little ones are kind of like the ones that I have anyways. So these will definitely be useful to get into those small crevices. So for now, I'll keep this. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I'm not going to leave it here, but for right now, I will. This is going into the donate box. In this cabinet that we could get rid of. This coffee, I don't like it. It's old now. My husband had gotten it from somewhere. It's old, it's stale. That's gonna go, oh, I can't reach. This water bottle is gonna go. No one uses it. And whenever the kids, when we start this new school year, they'll both need new ones anyways, so that's gonna go. This coffee is still good. I get my coffee from Trade Coffee, but sometimes in the beginning when I first started ordering it, I didn't order it. I ordered it, I think, like once a month, and we ran out because we drank more than one bag per month. So I like to just have a little bit of extra coffee on hand just in case we do run out before the next shipment comes in. But this coffee, I think, is also, whew, that's very stale. So that's gonna go. This stays, and everything else I think in this cabinet is okay. I love the organization in here. It works out so well. As you can see, I still have plenty of space to move things around. There's always space to get things. I keep my little espresso pods in here, and I love it. So all of this can go. Or no, this one's gonna stay. We're gonna tuck that in the back, just in case we need it. But this coffee's gonna go, this cup is gonna go, and this coffee's gonna go. I think my dad is finally feeling up to helping us start the bathroom. So I'm gonna be ordering my new vanity and start ordering things very soon. That way we can get this started. We're changing out the floor, the vanity, the mirror, everything. But I have a few extra minutes. This area has gotten a little messy again, nothing horrible. But just I want to kind of maybe restock a couple things and get things just kind of freshened up in here a little bit. And I'm super excited with the new vanity to kind of see how we can better organize things, because I am going to be getting rid of this thing here above the toilet. So I need to be able to fit everything inside the vanity. So I will be coming up with some new organization for that. But at least for now, until we get that started, I would like to kind of get some of this stuff just reorganized and freshened up a little bit. I can stock this up with some of these Q-tips here. I am so excited to get this bathroom redone. It has been like this pretty much since we moved in. We did change, I mean, we did put this floor in all those years ago, but I've hated it for many, many years. So I'm really excited to finally get the new floor down, get the new vanity. This one is super short. I don't know if the people that lived here before us were just really short, but it'll be nice to have one that's actually a little bit taller. I want to get a new mirror. And we recently went to Ikea. It was my very first time ever going to Ikea. I was so excited. It's when we were in Pennsylvania to see my son. He had already gone there to get some furniture, and we went back with him to look at some more things. I did get a couple things, not much. I was surprised, like how in control I was. I'll show you a quick clip of what I ended up getting. But I had a specific purpose for everything that I did buy. And I didn't just like, there was so many things I could have been like, oh my God, I want this, I want that, I want that. But I did not do that. I was super proud of myself. I only bought things that I knew a specific purpose for. And I think I should get some soap out if I'm in here. That way I know when I need to go back. Well, I have a few in here. I'll just leave those. That's okay. So I bought a couple things. I'm thinking one I'm going to use in my bedroom, one of the containers that I bought. One I'm going to use downstairs. I'll show you the basket that I ended up getting just at Target. I'm using that in the kitchen, and I think it looks really nice. I'm using it for the dog's treats, and it just makes it look a little nicer. I don't have to look at everything separate. It's just all contained in a little basket, and I love it. But this heat is brutal. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot stand the heat. I do not do well. I could never live in a place that's like super humid all the time. I would go crazy. Oh, this is so dusty. I'm gonna just dust this really quick with the wipe. So like my hair is crazy. I do not do well with the heat. But while I have a few seconds, I'm just going to take that time to clean this out really quickly. It doesn't take a lot of time, but I find that when I have a few minutes, even if I can get just a couple things done, it really does make a huge difference overall. I'm in the process right now of coming up with a better system for housework to get things done, taking a lot less time. So once I get that completely done and I work it all out and I know that it works, I will share it with you as well. But let's go see everything that I was able to get in a pretty short amount of time. I think we've only been out this about 30 minutes or so. Let's see how many items we were able to get. I don't know, was it 21? I didn't do too much here. I just kind of straightened things out just to make it look a little bit neater. And just kind of cleaned down there a little bit. Again, just to get rid of some of that dust. Cleaned it up a little bit. All right, so let's see what we were able to get rid of. Sleeping bag. We've got some trash here. This is, I mean, I'll probably put these out on the front. If someone drives by and wants them, they can clean them. That is fine. But they're gross because they were out on my porch for a while. I don't know. Do I donate this? Do I throw this away? I don't know. We've got some kitchen items here. We've got 3 cake pans and a tart pan. All of these items here. The dough press, so I want to count these. I want to see if I was able to get 21 items. I think I was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There was 3 of these, 18. 19, 20, 21, 22. So we got plenty of items here that definitely hit our 21 mark, that's for sure. We've got the cookbooks on the bottom, the spray bottles. And this is another one that my mother-in-law gave me for Christmas. I've just never used it. Honestly, when I drink tea, I like a bigger cup of tea anyways, and this is just a little too small. I love the cup, it's beautiful. So I'm going to see if she wants it back. And I feel really bad about things like this because I've kept it because I didn't want to get rid of it because I didn't want her to feel bad. So if you're watching this, I love the cup. It's just not big enough. So please don't be offended. I love you. I love the cup. If you want it back, you can have it. But I just cannot keep things anymore that I don't want in the house. And then the dress that I wore for my sister-in-law's wedding, I've never worn it again. Sorry, the oven's on. I'm starting dinner. All of my, and then I ended up finding this too. It's just a small cutting board. I don't use it. We've got our cookbooks here. And this is a little money holder. And all of these. The only thing I think that's been taking me a little while to get rid of these is because I actually have to go through and clean them all out because like I have like my recordings of what I was paying and everything. But that's another thing. If you want to start budgeting, if you haven't budgeted yet, this is an amazing way to start to kind of get you on board. I mean, there's so many different ways to budget, obviously. But this is what really got me to stick with it when I started. I did it for about a year before switching over to an online site that I love because it connects with my bank. But really to like keep me in check really when I was first starting budgeting. I did this, like I said, for about a year. It absolutely changed everything about the way that I see money, how I view it, how I spend it. Along with this minimalism journey that I'm on, it's really just everything has changed about the way that I buy things. I take my time before actually going out to the store and purchasing something, or if it's online, I put it into my cart and I keep it there for quite a while before I actually decide that I want to purchase it, and I know exactly where it's going to go once it comes into the house. So this is everything that I'm going to get rid of today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next week. Bye.